When I first opened the pages of The Little Prince, written by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, I found myself immersed in a tale like no other. It wasn't just a story, it was an odyssey seen through the pure, unfiltered eyes of a child. The moment I encountered the narrator's crash landing in the Sahara Desert, I knew I was about to embark on something extraordinary. The protagonist of this whimsical journey is a tiny, golden-haired prince who lives on a small asteroid known as B612. He speaks of love, loneliness, and the simple yet profound truths of life. I found myself hanging on to every word, every illustration, as the little prince's adventures unfolded. The narrator, a pilot who crashes in the Sahara Desert. His encounters with the little prince lead to profound discoveries about life and human nature. The Little Prince, the enigmatic small boy from asteroid B612 who experiences love, loss, and learning during his interplanetary travels. The Rose, a delicate and vain flower that lives on the little prince's home asteroid. She symbolizes demanding yet genuine love. The Fox, a wise creature who teaches the little prince about the essence of relationships and taming. His lessons gave me goosebumps as I read them. The Snake, a mysterious character that ultimately helps the little prince in his quest to return home. His presence made me ponder the themes of mortality and the cycles of life. I found the settings to be both magical and reflective of aspects of our own world. Asteroid B612, a tiny planet with volcanoes and a single rose. This represents the little prince's innocent yet sometimes lonely existence. Various planets. Each planet visited by the little prince is home to a different grown-up, symbolizing different adult characteristics that bewilder the child, but resonate deeply. These include the King's Planet, a place that shows the arbitrary nature of power and authority. The Businessman's Planet, reflecting the obsession with numbers and ownership without understanding their real value. The Geographer's Planet, illustrating the importance and the limitations of intellectual pursuits when detached from human experience. Every chapter and character brought me closer to the realization that it's a story not only for children, but also for the child within every adult. The simplicity of the narrative made complex life lessons appear clearer, allowing me to relive the wisdom learned in childhood while adding layers of adult understanding. I remember the story starting with a narrator, an aviator whose plane crashes in the Sahara Desert. Stranded and alone, he stumbles upon a golden-haired boy who claims to be the little prince. This mysterious child comes from a distant asteroid known as B612, and the captivating tale begins. The little prince recounts his journey to me, revealing that he has visited various planets and met curious and often flawed inhabitants. I listened as he described meeting a king who seeks authority over everything, a vain man craving admiration, a drunkard who drinks to forget his shame, a businessman obsessed with counting stars he believes he owns, a lamplighter who follows pointless routines, and a geographer who never explores the world himself. Each character seemed to unveil key lessons about human nature and the absurdity of grown-ups. But it was the little prince's stories about his home planet that truly touched me. He shared enchanting tales of his love for a rose that, despite her thorns and vanity, he cherishes deeply. His encounters with a wise fox taught him about the essence of true friendship and the invisible ties that bind people together. Through their conversations, I realized the depth of the little prince's insights. He understood the importance of looking with the heart rather than the eyes and seeing beyond superficial appearances. His longing for his rose back on his tiny asteroid mirrored a universal truth about love and responsibility, where it's not about possession, but care and tenderness. As the days passed, our bond grew stronger. Yet a bittersweet farewell loomed, and the little prince prepared to return to his asteroid, leaving me with a profound sense of loss and enlightenment. The story ends with a lingering question and a deep reflection on life's true essence and the magic of seeing the world through the eyes of a child. The Rose and the Little Prince. Early on, the little prince meets a rose on his tiny planet. This rose isn't just any flower. She is vain, demanding, and vulnerable. Through their relationship, I saw a tender depiction of love's vulnerability. Possessiveness. The rose's need for the little prince's attention mirrored the often possessive nature of love. Tenderness. Despite her thorns, the little prince cares deeply for her, watering her, protecting her under a glass dome. Recognition. The prince realizes that love isn't about possession or control, but about appreciating someone's presence. As the prince travels, he encounters a fox who teaches him about taming and the uniqueness of relationships. Here I found myself reflecting on how love is about investing time and emotion, making bonds irreplaceable. Taming. The fox introduces the idea that to tame means to establish ties. He says, "You become responsible forever for what you have tamed." Essence of time. By spending time with each other, the fox and the prince experience the joys and pains of closeness. Loss and memory. When they part ways, the prince and the fox epitomize the bittersweet nature of loss intertwined with the joy of having loved. The aviator, the story's narrator, forms a fast bond with the little prince after crash landing in the Sahara Desert. Their relationship is a testimonial to the healing power of love and the inevitability of loss. Shared moments. They face the desert's hardships together, and this shared experience deepens their connection. Departure. The little prince's eventual departure reminds me that goodbyes are a part of all relationships. Reflection. The aviator's memories and illustrations are his way of preserving their bond, showing that loss doesn't erase love. Each interaction in The Little Prince serves as a poignant reminder that love is enduring, even in the face of loss. Through the eyes of a child, I saw the pure essence of connection, leaving me deeply moved and forever changed. The rose is one of the story's most poignant symbols. Initially, it seems like just a beautiful flower, but as the narrative unfolds, it becomes clear that the rose represents love and the complexities of relationships. Her vanity and demands reflect how love can sometimes feel difficult and burdensome, yet profoundly rewarding. Protection. The little prince uses a glass globe to protect his rose, symbolizing the lengths we go to safeguard those we care about. The baobabs are not just trees. They symbolize larger, lurking dangers that can destroy if not kept in check. When I think of the effort the little prince spends uprooting these, it's clear. Baobabs. They represent bad habits or negative thoughts that can overwhelm us if we don't deal with them early on. Discipline and routine. The prince's daily struggle against these represents the importance of diligence and routine in maintaining a healthy life. The stars in the tale are scattered like breadcrumbs, leading us to deeper reflections. They remind me of reminder of loved ones. For the little prince, the stars are a link to his beloved rose. They symbolize the constant, silent presence of those we love, even when they are far away. Infinity and possibility. Each star represents the endless possibilities and vastness of the universe, evoking a childlike wonder that remains a core theme of the story. In the end, the magic of The Little Prince lies in how these symbols resonate differently with each reader, making it a profoundly personal journey. The Little Prince's philosophy is profound and deeply moving. As I read each page, I found myself reflecting on my own life's simplicities and complexities. The Little Prince, with his innocent questions and observations, offers several invaluable life lessons. 1. Seeing with the heart. The fox whispers to the little prince, "One sees clearly only with the heart. Anything essential is invisible to the eyes." This made me realize how easy it is to overlook the true essence of things. Feeling and intuition often reveal truths our eyes miss. 2. The value of relationships. The prince's bond with his rose is a powerful testament to the importance of connections. It is the time you have wasted for your rose that makes your rose so important. I've found that the effort and love we invest in relationships give them their real value. 3. The absurdity of grown-up priorities. Throughout his journey to different planets, the prince encounters various adults, each highlighting how absurd grown-up concerns can be. The lesson is clear. As we grow older, we must not lose the wonder and curiosity of our childhood. I often question, am I focusing too much on trivial matters and missing the bigger picture? 4. Embracing childlike wonder. All grown-ups were once children, but only few of them remember it. This line reminds me to stay in touch with my inner child. The prince, with his endless curiosity and wonder, is a beacon calling us not to abandon the magic of childhood. 5. Facing life's inevitable losses. The prince's departure urges me to face my own moments of loss and sorrow. His story underscores that loss is part of life, but it's the love and memories that we value most. The little prince's adventures are not just a child's tale, but a mirror reflecting the beauty of seeing the world through curious, loving eyes. Every encounter and lesson urges me to live more authentically, value genuine connections, and never lose sight of what truly matters. Imagine walking through a desert and suddenly meeting a small golden-haired boy. That's how I felt encountering the little prince, a character who immediately captivated my heart. The Little Prince. The Little Prince is not just any boy. He's from a tiny asteroid called B612. His curiosity and innocence shine brightly as he explores the universe. Yet, beneath his childlike wonder lies a depth of wisdom that, quite frankly, felt like an unexpected revelation. When he asks questions, they're profound, cutting straight to the heart of existence. He's small in size, but immense in spirit. The narrator. The story is brought to life through the eyes of an aviator who crashes in the Sahara Desert. He, too, holds the spirit of a child within an adult's body. His journey with the little prince becomes a quest to rediscover creativity and imagination lost in the mundanity of adulthood. I find his interactions with the little prince to be deeply reflective and nostalgic. The rose the rose. On his tiny planet, the prince loves a single flower like no other. She is vain, demanding, and yet fragile, encapsulating the paradoxes of love. I could almost feel the prince's sorrow and protective instincts when he describes her. It's a relationship that speaks volumes about the vulnerability and complexity of love. The fox. The fox is perhaps my favorite side character. When the little prince meets him on Earth, their conversations are about taming and the essence of true friendship. One only understands the things that one tames, the fox tells him. I felt this quote resonate in my very soul, emphasizing the importance of forming deep, meaningful connections. The businessman, the lamplighter, and other figures. Each asteroid dweller the little prince meets represents different facets of adulthood. The businessman, obsessed with counting stars, symbolizes the futile chase for wealth. The lamplighter, tirelessly lighting lamps, reflects blind obedience to duty. These encounters compelled me to reflect on society's pursuits and priorities. In their simplicity and depth, these characters came alive, offering me deep insights into life's true essence. When I first picked up The Little Prince, I had no idea the profound impact it would have on me. It's not just a story about a pilot and a prince. It's a mirror reflecting the essence of our humanity. I found myself questioning my own perceptions and values through the innocent, yet deeply insightful conversations between the little prince and the various characters he meets. One episode that struck a chord was the encounter with the fox. The fox teaches the little prince about the nature of relationships and the idea of taming. I began to reflect on the relationships in my own life. Was I truly investing the effort needed to tame those I cared about, or was I simply going through the motions? There were poignant lessons about love and responsibility. I was deeply moved by the way the little prince cares for his rose. It reminded me that love isn't about grand gestures, but about the small, everyday acts of care and responsibility. The value of simplicity. The book made me realize how we, as adults, often complicate our lives unnecessarily. The little prince's view of the world, uncluttered by materialism, made me yearn for a simpler, more meaningful existence. Seeing with the heart, the infamous line, "What is essential is invisible to the eye," resonated with me on a spiritual level. It made me think about how often I overlook the invisible bonds that connect us all: love, kindness, and compassion. I also recall the melancholy I felt when the little prince met the switchman. The scene made me reevaluate how I spend my time. Am I always rushing, missing out on the beauty around me? Reading this book was like peeling back layers of my own existence. Each layer revealed a new insight, a new lesson. It's as if the little prince took me by the hand and guided me on a journey through my own emotional landscape. In the end, the little prince taught me to cherish the child within, to look beyond the surface, and to value the intangibles that truly make life worth living. It softly nudged me to slow down, to appreciate the here and now, and to nurture the relationships that color my world. I vividly remember the first time I opened Antoine de Saint-Exupéry's The Little Prince. The sense of wonder and curiosity that filled those pages resonated deeply and continues to do so even now. This little book holds a mirror to the heart, reflecting truths that remain astonishingly pertinent. Firstly, The Little Prince speaks to the theme of innocence and the purity of childhood. As we grow older, the simplicity with which we once viewed the world often dwindles. This book reminds me, and I imagine many others, to cherish that sense of wonder. The Little Prince's interactions with characters like the fox and the rose underscore the importance of seeing with the heart, not just the eyes. By revisiting these lessons, I find myself reconnecting with a simpler, more meaningful way of experiencing life. Another reason this tale remains indispensable is its exploration of love and loss. The heart-wrenching episode with the rose reminds me of the delicate, ephemeral nature of relationships. The little prince's journey to understand his feelings is a universal experience. Whether it's the connection with one's parents, friends, or lovers, the book teaches us the value of nurturing our bonds and, equally, knowing when to let go. The story's critique of the adult world offers timeless insights. The king, the vain man, the drunkard, all these characters illustrate how adults often lose themselves in pursuits that lack true significance. This allegory continues to prompt me to evaluate my life's focus, ensuring I don't get lost in the noise. Lastly, The Little Prince tackles heavy philosophical ideas through accessible storytelling. The Little Prince's journey to make sense of life's complexities, from the mundane to the profound, strikes a chord in our perpetually busy lives. This brilliant mix of simplicity and depth captivates readers across generations, reminding us that some truths are evergreen. In a world rapidly changing, the timeless lessons of The Little Prince serve as an anchor, grounding us in values that truly endure. The themes of love, innocence, and insightful critique of societal norms keep this book an ever-relevant treasure trove for anyone seeking wisdom wrapped in simplicity. 1. Seeing with the heart. The book taught me that one sees clearly only with the heart. It challenged me to look beyond the superficial and embrace the essence of things. 2. The value of childlike wonder. The little prince's curiosity and openness remind me to rekindle the sense of wonder often lost in adulthood. 3. Essential is invisible. The emphasis on what is essential being invisible to the eye pushed me to value intangible qualities over material possessions. The book serves as a timeless reminder that the lessons of the heart, the joy of discovery, and the quest for meaning transcend age and geography. Each reader, including me, emerges with a renewed perspective, often finding a piece of themselves within its pages. I still remember the first time I held the little book in my hands. Its cover was adorned with delicate drawings of the enigmatic little prince. As I turned the pages, a world of whimsy and wisdom unfolded before me. The story, though seemingly simple, spoke to the child within me, whispering secrets of the heart and soul. I met characters that seemed familiar yet held a profound mystery about them. The fox, with its golden fur, asked to be tamed, teaching me that bonds require patience and time. The rose, beautiful and proud, was a lesson in responsibility and the complexities of love. And the aviator, lost in the desert, mirrored my own moments of feeling adrift in a vast world. The little prince's journey to various planets introduced me to the absurdities of adulthood. The king who ruled over nothing, the vain man seeking admiration from nobody, the drunkard drinking to forget his shame, and the businessman counting stars he could never own, each highlighted the follies we often fall into. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye. These words have stayed with me, a gentle reminder amidst the chaos of life. The world around us can be bewildering and overwhelming, but through the innocent eyes of a child, we can rediscover beauty and truth. I have found myself returning to the desert, to that poignant moment when the little prince encountered the snake. It was a scene both heartbreaking and hopeful. In his departure, I didn't see an end, but a beginning, a return to his star, to his rose. It was a reminder of the eternal cycle of love and renewal. The magic of The Little Prince is in its ability to capture the essence of human experience in a way that resonates regardless of age. Every reading brings a new revelation, a new layer of understanding. The story speaks to, oh, the innocence of childhood, oh, the absurdities of adulthood, oh, the profound truths tucked away in simple words. Even now, I keep returning to Saint-Exupéry's masterpiece, finding solace and wisdom in its pages. The little prince's gentle voice continues to guide me, reminding me to look beyond the surface and cherish what truly matters.